Hello everyone, how are you today? I'm glad that you're with me again. Today we're going to be making a bow using these two 1-inch ribbons. You'll need a piece of pipe cleaner, about a half of one will do. You will need a zip tie, an 18-pound, about 6 to 8 inches long, a pair of scissors, and a bow maker if you would like to use one. I like to use this one that I get at Walmart, and I find it pretty handy for making my bows. So let's get started. I'm going to move our things out of the way. So we are going to start, and let me show you the bow maker. So here's the bow maker. The nice thing about this one is it's kind of compact. It does come with a dome to carry it. I broke mine, so I don't have it anymore. But this one also expands on both sides, that you can go to 8 inches on both sides. And I typically don't do bows any larger than that, so this one works for me. I'll go ahead and leave it this way for you so you can see those numbers. The bow today we're going to make is going to be no larger than 5 inches on the bottom. And we're going to start with our gray ribbon. And I'm going to leave some tails on here. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to dovetail, and I'm going to fold this in half and cut at an angle going up. So then it looks like this. So that has a finished edge to it. I'm going to leave a 10-inch tail on this. So I'm going to pinch it together and slide the pinch right down inside and pull that tail towards me. Then I'm going to twist so that the wrong side is facing up, and I'm going to make it 5 inches. So I'm going to put, I can see that 5-inch mark. I'm going to put my hand here, my fingertips, kind of hold that, pull my ribbon, and slide that in there. And I'm going to twist it again so that we see the wrong side, and repeat, putting your fingers in and sliding our ribbon in. And we're going to do this 3 or 4 times. I haven't quite decided. I want this to be a nice full bow, but I'm only going to use these 2 colors. This is a good basic bow that you could put in all kinds of places. So we're just repeating the sliding it in, twisting, making our... Now we're going to take a look and see if 3 is going to be enough. I think I'm going to go 4. So I want to fill out that whole bottom layer. So we're going to go one more. So we're going to twist that. Slide it in. Twist it again. Slide it in. And then that makes 4. We can arrange our loops in a little bit. All right, we will come back to that. We're going to go ahead and dovetail this other end. Again, you're going to bring those wired edges together. You're going to cut at a diagonal up, making that finished edge. All right, next we're going to bring in our white ribbon. Now here's a tip. I do prefer for most of my projects to use ribbon that is wired, and the reason I do that is it's easier to arrange your bows, your loops, your tails, whatever you're doing with it is easier to arrange them and have them behave. All right, so same thing, we've put it in, we're gonna loop it. Now, these loops are going to be slightly smaller than the previous ones. And if you're measuring, it's about a finger length smaller. Okay, so you put that middle in, we're gonna twist it, slide it in, and this side, I'm just kind of eyeballing it. Here's another tip to make sure that our loops are the same size, because I could move these aside and measure, but to see if they're the same size, I bring my loops up and we're pretty good. All right, we're gonna repeat this a couple more times. Twist. Even if your ribbon is like this and where it's almost the same on both sides, I'm still gonna twist it. It gives the middle of your bow some stability. Twist it again, loop it, and now I'm just measuring it to the former or the previous loop that I made on there, making sure that they're approximately the same. Put it in, twist it, and we're gonna go with 3 of the white. And then we'll come back with both of them and add a little bit more. All right, so there we have 3 on each side. We don't need to twist it again, we're just gonna cut it off. Now I'm gonna cut this slightly longer because this is kind of a slick ribbon. And you saw I'm pushing that down and I am twisting it. One side is slicker than the other, and the kind of shiny or slick side is the front. So I did twist that so the front is facing up. But one of the other things about this, because when you fold it, it likes to slide as you're cutting. So I like to give myself a little bit of extra in case I have to recut. Okay, that should be pretty good. That worked out well. All right, we're gonna come back with our gray. And being that we did 4 loops on the bottom, we did 3 loops, we're going to do 2 more of the gray, and then we'll come back with 1 more of the white on top. Repeat the same, folding in half, cutting that dovetail, and each tail is slightly shorter. Twist that wrong side up. That way when we put our ribbon in here, we see the nice side. Because if we did it this way, see what we'd get? We'd get the back side. And unless it's a 2-sided ribbon, I don't know that you'd want to do that. One on each side, and again, these are about a finger length shorter than the previous row. Looks like I planned perfectly to use all of this ribbon in this project. There's a piece of tape on the end of that that wants to stick to everything. Dovetail another time. like I said, we'll come through and rearrange. See, I'm using both of these ribbons, which is perfect. I was hoping I'd have just enough. Okay, repeat. Now this last one, I'm going to do one loop on each side. So I'm not wasting too much of that one. Just a little over an inch. As you see, as I push this down, it's got ridges in here and it stays and holds everything till I'm ready. Okay. So there we have all of our layers. Next, we're going to take our zip tie. This is an 8-inch zip tie that's 18 pounds. And the 18 pounds has to do with the width of the shaft of the zip tie and how big the head is and the weight that it will hold. So what I'm going to do is take my hands and curl them underneath all my ribbon and gently pull up. We're going to pull this all the way out, but I have to hold on to it. All right. So here we have our ribbon. I can smash it down a little bit further so that we can get this in. So we've got the flat side is where the end of the zip tie will go in, and you hear that zipping sound. That's why they call it a zip tie. And we're gonna pull it, but not too tight yet, because I want to do two things. Number one, I'm gonna twist this around to the back. Then I'm gonna take my pipe cleaner and put it right through. Then I can hold on to it and pull it all as tight as I can. And I prefer to cut my zip ties with my wire cutters rather than my scissors. And here we have our bow. So here's another reason why I like the wired ribbon, because I can smash it like that and then I can bring it back to life and just lift everything up and refluff. So we're going to start with the tails. I'm going to bring all of our tails down. They do make a box that you can attach this to that makes this easier, and mine is on the other side of my workstation. Doesn't do me much good when I'm shooting a video. It would make it easier, but we'll do it old-fashioned. We're just kind of holding it as we're getting our tails. Sometimes I don't worry about cutting my tails until I get it into my project. All right, next is I'm going to go back here and kind of lift up and fan out my 4 loops and use my hands to open them up. And I want to make these kind of separate from each other, about the same width around this way. We'll concentrate on one side at a time. And the same thing here. And you start to stagger the ribbons. Okay. See, and you don't have to leave them big and poofy. You want them narrow at the where they are attached and bigger at the end. Okay, so there's half of it fluffed. All right, so there we have our bow. Again, for a recap, this is all made with 1-inch ribbon that it is both wired. We have 4 loops that are 5 inches long. Then slightly shorter are 3 loops of the white. Then 2 loops again of the gray that's slightly shorter than the white. And then this white, there's 1. So this is a 4, 3, 2, 1 kind of recipe of a bow, a good basic bow. There you have it. Thank you much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate it. We'll see you next time.